Okay, another day, another stream. You know what it is. Let's bring it on over. Oh, geez, nothing is set up. Oh, hello, welcome in. So on this one today, we are going to. God, everything is not set up. All right, so on this one, with Astrobots is out midnight tonight. The full-on game. First, really, it's kind of one of the first. It's not really the first full-on game, but it's like the first like really full-on game. There was Rescue Mission before, with where you use like the VR and everything, but like regular gameplay wise and everything, outside of VR and all that stuff, this is Astrobot is going to be like the first big major release. And before we jump into that, there's been a bunch of PlayStation 5 Pro rumors. Digital Foundry did, I think it's like a 20-minute video maybe or something like that, going over all the different spec leaks and the mock-up drawing and everything else. So I wanted to jump in and basically go over that if OBS would stop skipping frames. That'd be really cool. But anyways, yeah. So we're going to go in, check all that stuff out, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming today because I am gonna try and get um. The other thing is too. So I have been doing the playthroughs of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, doing kind of like that, that historical timeline playthrough thing and all that. And just now, the notifications going off for YouTube. Cool. At least I got the email for it. So yeah, I think the next Assassin's Creed game, I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna run through as quick as possible. Just run through the whole game, which is Origins, and I'll try and get because it seems like everybody, like the first like 4 or 5 episodes, everybody was tuning in. They were cool, but I gotta remember today's the way that today's culture, if you will, everybody likes to binge watch stuff. They don't like episodic stuff anymore. So yeah, I think that might be the next thing that I need to flip into is putting out all the episodes. So Assassin's Creed Origins, it'll probably take longer for me to get it out, but I'll just put all the episodes up. Maybe I'll do like one episode a day or something. And well, it's gonna be that will take too long. I don't know. I don't know how exactly I'll do it. I probably won't publish it to feeds and all that, which I haven't really been doing that. But also the other one too is Outlaws. I think for Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Outlaw, I mean the word of mouth is kind of just ruined Outlaws now, somewhat. There's a lot of people who are like, yeah, we really like the game, and then there's like it's either you hate it or you love it. It's like one of those things. So that kind of sucks for Outlaws. I've been really enjoying it so far, everything I've seen in it. And I am going to have the full playthrough up on the channel. I probably am not going to be able to live stream it because we just got too much stuff going on. So that will be going up also in parts or whatever. I was going to call them episodic things, but yeah, it's YouTube. So part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. I like the episodic thing because it just makes it sound like I'm putting on a show for everyone. But YouTube terminology is more parts. Anyways, so yeah, we got that stuff going on. Like I said, we're gonna check out Astro's Playroom today though, because I wanted to revisit. It's been almost 5 years that it's been out, and I thought that was one of the coolest things that was out on the PlayStation. It was not the first thing I loaded up on the PlayStation. That was Spider-Man. Marvel Spider-Man, and just swinging around and using the DualSense and all that. That was super cool. That's the reason why I still have it in the intro there. So, yeah. Let's bring up this Digital Foundry thing. Watch that. Also, probably after we do. So let's see here. This weekend. So tomorrow is Call of Duty Black Ops 6 open beta stuff going on. So it's open beta. So I'll probably there's a gamers documentary that they put out a few days ago where they went over all the canceled Call of Duty games. I have not watched it yet. I'm going to save it for stream. It's like 30 minutes long. I'm going to check that out, then probably jump into the open beta. And after that, there's another brand new game that came out, something Frank Stone or something like that. It's like a interactive movie type of pick your own, pick your own adventure type of thing that you go through. That looks really cool. And then let's see here, Astrobot and all that. And then I think I'm good to go for like doing whatever I want to after that. So we have a few things going on, and I'm probably not going to be checking out the Space Marine, the Warhammer Space Marine 2. Probably not checking that one out. I don't know. It looks all right. I kind of would just rather jump in like a game like that. I'd rather jump and just revisit Gears of War 5. I think at this point. So, anyways, yeah. Let me bring this up. Oh yeah. And first up, we are going to check out the 3-minute trailer for Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns. So, because of the fact that where is the oh geez. I'll put it on this here. Let me make a thumbnail real quick. Do all this stuff. There, that's thumbnail worthy, right? Um, so I got to do a let's talk for this Chaos Reigns thing. I am going to try and pick up and stream Chaos Reigns and then have the Combat Pack 1 and all that stuff, since Combat Pack 1 is like way cheaper doing it that way. I kind of like Combat Pack 1 more than what they're doing with this, with 2, but 2's got a couple of characters that are kind of cool in it. Anyways, let's jump into this. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on with it. Here we go. I got no. Wait. Hold on. There we go. Had no audio for a second.
Welcome to the party, baby doll.
What?
What's your name?
Call me Sector.
I'll call you anytime you want.
It's still weird.
I share his vision for the Lin Kuei. We won't be bound by Liu Kang's limits.
Yeah.
Is your fight over land, resources?
Myself and others seek a powerful future. They and their ilk cling to an anemic past.
You and Sub-Zero won't earn the Empress's mercy. Once set, her mind doesn't change.
I will definitely say I'm seeing a lot less assists happening in these combos every time they show the combos, because it used to up until Combat Pack 1 when they were showing all that stuff off. I think Takeda actually. Every time I was watching one of these trailers, it's just like 3 hits assists, a couple of air hits. Maybe another assist, or wait for them to drop down, hit a couple more times, pop back up in the air, assists again, And now it's just like, here is the character combos, a full-on string of combos, popping up in the air, maybe one assist in there, bam, 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 bam. I like that way more, and I think the reason why they're doing that is because the assist thing did not go over well with the Mortal Kombat crowd. Especially in Evo and everything, there was a lot of people being like, yeah, we really don't like assists. The assists are kind of just meh. And to NRS's credits, they're listening. They're like, okay, they wanted to try something new, like Ed Boon was saying. They wanted to try something new with this stuff. It's some of it it's flying, some of it didn't. But he just like he's saying like, hey, the series been around for a couple decades now, whatever, a few decades now, whatever it's been. What is it, 90s? Was it 90s or yeah. Anyways, it's been around for a long time, and every once in a while they want to reset the universe, reset the characters, figure out them doing like a gender swap, whatever, with the characters. It's weird. It definitely is weird. Still, they just remind me of the Power Rangers now. I don't know, Sector and Cyrac. It's just something about this version of the characters. It's like I just want them to. It's morphin time, and then they go into all that.
We are not fighting for her mercy. We are fighting for our lives.
It's like somewhere in between an Iron Man suit and the Power Rangers. Okay, there's a little more assist in there now.
When I return.
Still, like, it's such a weird thing. He's such a side character in the main story. I need to play back through the main story. I should actually stream the main story. I ran through it off stream. I should stream the main story and, like, see where the fuck was he in the main story. So I remember he was there. I just don't remember exactly what he was doing because he was such a side character. Now all of a sudden he is the main villain of this part 2 of the storyline. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. It still catches me off guard. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just like, huh, okay, so he's going to be a little bit more important. I just feel like I need to go back and, you know, and rewatch the scenes he's in and be like, oh, okay, so that's what he's plotting. That's what he's playing.
There will be anarchy.
Oh, and that's how we lose. That's
Do
a
not doubt
spoiler.
Sector's longing for Sub-Zero's safe return.
We seek chaos. You defend order.
Jeez. No shit, you can totally Tony Stark it with the little. You can float there.
Bihan, can you hear me?
Behind, can you hear me? Behind, can you see me?
Our goal is unchanged.
Finish him.
What? They're doing a space thing? Oh, really? Again, it's like Power Rangers meets Iron Man. Okay. All right. I like the Rhino. Interesting. So I mean, a straight up Iron Man reference in there. Again, I just, you know, maybe. Okay. Here's what I'd like to see: a line in there where it's like, you know, like a go-go gadget line, and then all she holds up a thing and she goes go-go gadget, and all of a sudden and it does the whole like Iron Man suit. It's like now we have like 3 different references to 3 different major series. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. The combos look pretty crazy. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm really wondering what Scream is going to be like in all this stuff. But yeah, what more can you say? It's Mortal Kombat Chaos Reigns. It's coming soon, and yeah, I'll probably end up checking it out. We will see. You get a bunch of different stuff in the Chaos Reigns package deal too if you do pick it up, and there's a free update of the animalities. Available to all players on release. Okay, so yeah, they have not come out with it yet, but it is going to be coming out. Anyways, that's gonna do it for Mortal Kombat Chaos Reigns' Sector gameplay trailer. Looks cool. The biggest thing, it all depends on how hard it is to execute the damn combos, which I hope like hell. The new button structure of, you know, like back forwards on everything and all that stuff. Hopefully that is not so rough when it comes to all these DLC characters. And I think people will be, you know, like, you know, down forward, down back, I don't know, or a back down or something. You know, like make it that structure instead of back forward two, pause for a second, down forward one, pop them up into the air. Now you got to chase them up in the air and da 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 da, and all it's like that's such complex structure versus like MK11s where it's like you can do like a I don't know an 8 to 9 to 10 to hit combo relatively simple on it's just timing of hitting the moves. Yeah, that's my thought base on it. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I will see you next time. That's one Let's Talk done. We're recording some Let's Talks. These will go up as Let's Talk videos. Hopefully in the next few days. I always end up forgetting to make these damn videos into Let's Talks after I get done with stream. Okay, so then we're going into all right. So now this is going to be more of a reaction thing. A reaction thing. I guess yeah, I can just start off. Yeah, anyways. I just totally lost my train of thought there for a second. Hold on 1 second. Well, whatever. Anyways. You know what? Actually, oh, and then I just froze everything up. Hold on. I clicked the button, and the whole stream is starting to freeze up by now. Hold on, it'll figure itself out. Do one of these to make sure. Yep, and that's the capture card's gonna freak the fuck out. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Always something. Always something. No drop frames, no skippy frames, no frame rendering lag, no. Okay, good. Okay. So, Digio Foundry, they put out a video talking about PS5 Pro reveal and form factor leaks, but are the rumors accurate? So, this is going to be an interesting one. If they are actually asking the question, are the rumors are they accurate? So, apparently, Digio Foundry, they have been in contact with developers that have confirmed that there is enhancement patches being made, but I don't know if the people actually said that they were like PS5 Pro patches or whatever. Enhancement patches could mean a bunch of different things. That could be just like they're planning to unlock a bunch of frame rates on games to make them, make the PS5 just, run the game smoother overall. And in all honesty, again, we have not heard anything from Sony that is PS5 Pro like confirmed or anything. So apparently in the next couple weeks, we're supposed to be getting a big announcement or showcase or something. So anyways, let's go into this. Let's watch this. It's 26 minutes. Let's check it out, see what they're talking about in this. I'm going to react to it.
Apparently they're trying to avoid some copyright claims that might come down the
I
line.
I watched like 2 minutes of this just to see if it was anything worthwhile. Anyways, here we go. Digio Fan.
Wow. So where do we begin with this one? I guess it began with comments from, I think, Jeff Grubb talking about PlayStation 5 Pro being announced later on in September in a state of play, maybe not even a showcase, although these days I struggle to tell the difference.
Jeff Grubb heard. I can't remember which one Jeff Grubb is, but I think he's one of the insider leaker people that I muted on Twitter because like a lot of stuff that he's been saying is actually bullshit. I don't know why. So you get a lot of YouTubers now. They're like, these guys are accurate. They are. I think they're just trying to make videos just to make videos. Not saying Digio Foundry is, I think Digio Foundry is kind of gullible overall. All these guys are a little bit gullible when it comes to leak stuff and rumor stuff, but I think it's just because they're so excited to be like, cool, we get hands on with new hardware. And that clouds their judgment of like, is this actually true or not? Because if we see, I've heard leaks and rumors ever since like the second year the PlayStation 5 was out that there was going to be a Pro unit, out there and whatnot. And I'm just like, is it that or is it a PlayStation 6 that they're working on? There was a Kojima thing also. I don't know if they're going to get into that, but there's a Kojima thing where Kojima had like he has a PS5 controller, the wire goes up and he's got the system hidden, and it's like, well, that could be a PS5 dev kit and you just can't show that stuff off. Even now there's probably an NDA on the dev kit of what it actually looked like and everything. So then it's just Sony covering their tracks from stuff that was, from before and all that. But
then we heard news of a massive price increase for the base PlayStation 5 in Japan, and then
inflation, worldwide
we had
inflation.
A more convincing leak about the PlayStation 5 Pro, which actually had kind of like a mock-up of what the machine would actually look like. Which looks entirely unsurprising. Uses the same controller. There's uncertainty as to whether there's going to be an edition with a disk drive or not. Uses same controller, obvious, right? Announcements expected in the first half of September. Oliver, I'm going to come to you first.
I mean, right off the bat right there, it's like, oh, is there going to be a disk drive or not? Well, of course there's going to be a disk drive. That's the whole point of the PlayStation Slim, is so that it gets everybody buying a new system and gets them using that hard drive for their physical stuff. So then all you guys and girls out there are like, I buy physical copies of things. That it just helps. It helps push all the, like, I think there's probably a lot of people that are sitting on a PS4. They're also waiting for a PS5 Pro, and they're like, I'm just going to run the Pro units, basically. I mean, I guess that's fine. To me, it's just you're holding up the industry if you're still sitting on a PS4 as your main console. If you have a PS4 that's like hacked and cracked and you're running Bloodborne at 60 FPS, that's one thing. But if you're just like, I'm just refusing to buy a new system or whatever just because, have principle of it. No, you're just holding the industry up. But to get over to the newest console and get familiar with it, because we're just going to be going forward. We're not going to go backwards. It's not like the PS4 is going to have a resurgence anytime soon. So.
Obviously, we're gearing up for something that's potentially quite exciting.
I think that's copium.
Yes, I think
actually.
The console itself is very exciting in terms of what it brings, in terms of feature set and raw power. But to me, I was a little bit disappointed by the design they've showed here, because I was hoping for a console that's a little bit more visually distinct, possibly. But there are some advantages to this design.
So you're going to end up popping one of these plates off. I don't know if you can actually see, but so one of these plates on the side right here, you're going to end up popping that off, and you just plug in the disk drive into that. That's no brainer logic. Now, is this actually true? I don't know. It's to me, if I was Sony, I would take the fins off and make it the curvy. Yeah, just like they sell those all the time, and that's like a bestseller, to the point where Sony did cease and desist because nobody wanted to buy the colored one, the colored side plates that they had for the system. But yeah, I would curve the fins off. I think what the fins do though is it helps with air intake, I do believe. That's the reason why this always gets so dusty in the middle of that. I don't know if you can see the my arrow here, but. Yep, as I sneeze. But yeah, this 3 right here in the middle, probably if they took the LEDs out the front of this and put the LEDs on the side of it, so it's like a giant LED strip going down the side of it where it lights up blue, or lights up the whole console blue or whatever, and maybe even that it would RGB with the games and everything. That'd be a cool feature. But yeah, let's see.
Like, it looks like it's probably going to have compatibility with the existing PS5 faceplates and probably the disk drive as well, which is maybe its own separate issue, but at least it does slot in there. They don't need a separate unit for that purpose. And it does look very similar to the PS5. But if you look at what people had pegged as PS5 Pro designs, then maybe this is just fantasizing, but they're often very angular.
I don't like
the same
designs.
shape as a PS5, but more angular, more interesting, aggressive,
Talk about the thing looking like a router. This literally is the shape. I swear they took the what was it, the Linksys fucking modem from like 10 years ago, and they just plastered a PlayStation logo over top of it. Nah.
Really communicating that higher end nature of the product. And here it just seems
okay. Yeah, so this is actually what I would see more with the rounded off faceplate, just to make it look like it is a different unit of a Pro unit than the PS5. I would be in favor of that if there is a PS5 Pro. Again, for me, I'm just like, I don't even know if there is a console or not.
It's like basically we have 3 stripes on the side of the unit, and outside of that, it's very similar to the PlayStation 5. But I did look at these drawings in some detail, and it is just a sketch because apparently they're trying to avoid some copyright claims.
Which that is just bullshit. Come on now, copyright claim? No. If the leaks were coming out and Sony was getting good press off of it, Sony would let that shit go because it makes it easier for the marketing team. But also, they want to have that big reveal at an event if this thing is actually real once again, because we've heard this for years of all these leaks and rumors, and people have made so many videos on these leaks and rumors and everything, and they never come true. We've been hearing about this shit, like I said, for the last at least 2 years, going on almost 3 years, and none of it is ever true.
That might come down the line. There does seem to be a noticeable increase in the size of the unit, specifically in part because they've extended the height of the unit. So if you look at the faceplate area, between that area, there's this black strip, which apparently has these black stripes in it. And I did a little calculation, and it looks like it's about 7% taller.
Yeah, but why would they need to? Here's the thing, though. If the bottom plates are shrunken down a little bit, or if you shrink down, so if you shrink down this top plate and the bottom plate, then you have the same results with the black strip just in the middle right there. So I don't see why that would.
From the drawing relative to the original PlayStation 5 slim unit, that is. So it does look a little bit taller. They are extending that height because there is more of a gap between those faceplates.
So he's trying. I guess he's trying to say there's more of a gap between these two faceplates right here, but I think that's just shitty drawing.
The console also appears quite a bit thicker than the PS5 Slim from the bottom of the unit to the top. If you look at that kind of middle portion of the console
Okay,
sandwich,
this is just speculation. I am actually gonna.
the design is almost the
I
same.
think I
to the
will
point where
fast
the
forward through
distance
if I'm
really
just
couldn't
like,
tell them
no,
apart,
this
which
is
a
just
bit
dumb.
of a disappointment. Because even if you looked at something like the
Again, I do like Digital Foundry. I like I like a lot of the work that they do with frame rates and everything else. They taught me a lot of how game engines will work and everything. But when it comes to speculation, hopium and copium, they're full of it.
PS4 Pro, that was a more visually distinguishable console than this one, I fear. But yeah, so overall, it's like okay, but just not exciting to me, really.
Yeah, definitely. John, any reactions to this?
I like Oliver's use of the word fear, that there's some sort of tangible element of terror in the fact that it retains a design similar to the prior machine. And I'm with you, man. I'm kind of with you. No, I mean, based on your size measurements, I love taking that from that little drawing, but based on what you're saying there, it seems like it's going to be more in line with the size of the original PS5, which I think most of us are still using. You can kind of see it there behind Rich over his microphone if you're watching the video.
Yeah, Oliver,
version.
were you saying that that this new design is taller than?
Oh, that's right. Okay, I see what. Oh, all right. Yeah, I forget the PlayStation Slim is a thing. That it's like smaller. Yeah, because you can see it behind Rich right there. That it's like that much shorter than the regular PS5. Okay, if that's where he's going with it, it's gonna. Okay. All right, and basically, that's what I was trying to say right there with the three black lines. That would pretty much be the same. Like, they can shrink the top and bottom ones down, and then it would probably just be the same size as that normal unit. Okay, I get what they're getting at there now.
The new model or the
Taller than the new model.
The individual,
old model,
right?
side
Okay,
by side with the Slim.
But yeah, the new model.
Well,
Okay.
so based on that center section that's in the drawing, if that is indeed real, well, first of all, I want to say that I
Yeah,
think those
is
racing
it?
stripes are pretty sharp.
Yeah.
If done right, it could allow you to use the old faceplates from the Slim line model,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As well as the disk drive, right? So it's just a way to like extend the unit without breaking compatibility with those accessories, which I think is kind of clever in a way.
Yeah, that would have all been factored into the original design as
Exactly.
well. Mhm.
But like Oliver, I am also kind of disappointed that it has that same weird, lopsided, strange design. I mean, I understand why they would keep that because they've kind of, for better or for worse, they've already defined the visual language of the PS5, and the PS5 has been a success. I think the visual language of the PlayStation 3, they were able to play around with that because of the initial troubles that they had selling the unit. So like,
I don't see what the big deal is with the PlayStation 5 look. I think it kind of looks nice. It looks like a damn trophy sitting there. It looks like PlayStation won the console war, and here's your trophy for it. Thanks for coming in and spending a bunch of money and making us number one in the world. That's what the PS5 looks like to me. I just don't see like how people are like, it looks like trash and this and that.
the Slim and the
Don't
new
get
font, that was sort of like a rebirth for PlayStation 3. I don't think they want to do that here, and they want this to stay firmly within the PS5 family, likely due to a potentially high cost. It's like, hey, we've got two options for you.
Yeah.
And that's cost is the thing I'm really curious about then, because as part of the story, as you mentioned, the Japanese price for the system, due in part to the weak yen and likely scalpers scooping them up, they raised the price significantly, specifically in Japan. So to me, it says that they're still struggling to get the production
Scalpers
cost
is a good
down
call.
on the regular PlayStation 5.
I could see that where Sony maybe was, something got out of like, well, Sony in Japan, Sony is going to make it so you have to get an email link so you can, a private email link so you can actually buy it. And then the Japanese folks were like, no way, that's bad. So then they were like, okay, fine, then we'll raise the price. So then you have to pay more for it.
Which makes you wonder then what
Because apparently in Japan, mobile gaming is the top thing over there. So, yeah.
the heck is the Pro going to cost? Are we looking at like an $800 console here? $700? Like, are we in 3DO territory now?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. I think first of all, though, I just liked the idea that Oliver came up with, the idea that people were fantasizing about the shape of the PlayStation 5.
Well, there were so many
Pro.
people like just putting like PS5 Pro into an image generator and coming up with a result and putting that as the lead
It was image
in their article.
Exactly, the specific verb fantasizing
Yeah.
kind of tickled me.
And I think they're still doing it, and that's what Hopium and Copium is riding off from right now. It's like AI generated images of these things.
Well, we are in the era of AI and image generation, so it does feel like
There
this
you
is
go.
the new console
Why?
to arrive,
Why are
where
you
that
doing
was like
this?
a big thing that's well
Keep having
established, right?
frames drop.
So yeah, people are going nuts.
I think there's going to be I just can't wait to see it. I'm still waiting to see how they're going to pitch it, because we know what it does. How are they going to pitch it? How are they going to make it relevant to the audience? If it's only arriving in a state of play, that would be a profound disappointment. I mean, PlayStation 4 Pro's launch event that I went to back in the day, that was really cool, because there was similar question marks over the viability of the machine and the point of the machine at that point. And they had Mark Cerny come out, make a good presentation, and then we went behind the scenes, so to speak, to look at a bunch of demos, and those demos by and large were pretty good. So
Yeah, but that is such a bygone era now. Like we're so far away from that era of like, here's press conference, here's machine, here's launch. Now, everybody just wants to see a showcase. They want to see a cool looking graphic. It's available next year. It's like that type of a thing. That's what everybody's looking for. That's when everybody loses their shit, and really the reason why everybody wants that is because if there is a event where you go there and you go backstage and everything, it's very select handfuls of people that actually get to be able to post up about it. And the posting part of it, everybody's like, fuck you, I want to have access to this. Don't lock me out. I need to get my clips. I need to get my clicks and all that. So
if it's just going to be some, trailers and whatnot in a state of play, that would be a bit of a disappointment. I'd hope for something more, or at least some maybe quote unquote bespoke coverage.
We need Mark Cerny, Rich, as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not even joking. I think this is the kind of thing where you need to bring Mark Cerny out on stage and address
why
the
not?
people, because he can present these things in a way.
Absolutely.
He has that magical,
He's making the damn
almost
thing,
Steve
so.
Jobs-like quality as far as like presenting something technical to the audience.
Hello, guys. Today we're going to do a presentation where we show off the PlayStation 5 Pro. And here is the system specs and the GPU, which is a... good old Mark. Sorry, you got to love it.
In a way that like gets people wanting to own.
Yeah, he commands attention. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
If you look back at the road to PlayStation 5 back in the day, it was a really good case made for the machine. And, pretty much everything that he talked about there came to pass. And the claims that he was making about, the way the hardware was designed, I think they've come to pass as well. So yeah, I'd love to see what he's got to say about, the enhanced ray tracing capabilities and the machine learning block that's in PlayStation 5 Pro. I think. Okay, so I was just thinking back to PS4 Pro because I was just main thing was Xbox back then, because PS4 when it launched, I was like, there's not much here. I'll stick with the Xbox. Went with the Xbox One X. It's actually sitting right here in front of me. And after a while, I started seeing these things that I'm like, whoa, there's nothing like that on the Xbox. And that is what got me to pick up a PS4 Pro. It was after I think it was like E3 press conference, whatever. And they were showing off, like, I remember the first thing that caught my attention was, here is Horizon running at like 4K, 60 FPS, the whole thing like that. We didn't have ray tracing back then. And I was just like, whoa, look at the grass and everything. Like everything looked really, really good. And then I seen a streamer playing Until Dawn, and I'm just like, that just looks awesome. That was so much fun. Cool cast, cool story going on and everything, and just all the stuff that you're doing with the controller and everything else. Which I can't wait for the Until Dawn rebuilt remaster comes out to play that one again. But that one again, it caught my attention, and then I saw VR. I'm just like, this thing, PlayStation 4 Pro is actually doing stuff now that nothing else is doing. Not even the PC can do this. So that's when I was just like, all right,
let's pick up a PS4 Pro. And then once I got into the PS4 Pro, then that led into VR, and then Resident Evil came out with its VR mode and everything. It was just like done. Okay, and then FF7 remake that got announced and was being shown off. It's just like, okay, Sony's starting to kick on all cylinders here. So for PS5 Pro, they need something similar to that. They need something really that just kicks everyone's in the balls and be like, here's why you need this system. Ray tracing at 60 FPS. Like, if they could do that when the PC came and do that, Sony's winning. But if the PS5, so here's the other one too. If the PS5 Pro can do what the PC is doing, but at a cheaper price point, then the PC. Now you got to think PCs are about $2,000 to have something that can run your 1440p, 120 FPS, ray tracing enabled, and even then the game engine still really can't do it too well. That's the price point you're looking at, is like a $2,000 computer versus a $500 system right now. Even if it's $600. $550 for a VR headset, $50 more, you can get a pro version of the console. That's still a bargain. That is still a bargain. If people are complaining about a $600 box that can do the same thing as a $2,000 computer, then that's your own issue.
It'd be fantastic. Similarly, I think it would be great for somebody to be making the case.
Trade in your PS4 Pro for a PS5 Pro. And maybe you're also your regular PS5. Just saying.
For, the advantages of machine learning.
You get ripped off on the trade-in, but hey.
Producing an efficient design, which, PlayStation 4 Pro was kind of all about as well. It's not about just beefing up the GPU. It's about being smart with the design as well.
AI and ray tracing enhancements
seems to be
would go a long way.
Continuation of that in PlayStation 5 Pro. So,
but... And I 100% agree with Rich here on that, but also they need to implement it into, because it needs to go one step further. They need to implement it into a game of like, here is Cyberpunk running with full ray tracing. Here is God of War Ragnarok with full ray tracing mode built specifically for PS5 Pro. Spider-Man 2 already has a version of ray tracing built into it. So Spider-Man 2 running on PS5 Pro, like that opening cuts. Here's how you really fucking suck. The opening scenes of Spider-Man 2 where you're flying through, was it Brooklyn? No, Queens. Queens or Brooklyn? I forget now which one we were in. But Sandman, doing all that, and you're flying through the things and all that. Do that with full ray tracing, running at 120 locked. Sold. Let's fucking go.
I'm hoping that there would be something with a bit more meat to it. Then again, you think back to the road to PlayStation 5, because of COVID, there was no events surrounding the PlayStation 5 reveal. It was just that
we really don't need it anymore.
I'm sure it was live, thinking about it. Yeah. There was that broadcast.
Yeah.
So maybe they're thinking that's enough as well.
It is.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. It's all going to be about the games, though. It's what are they going to show and how are they going to show it? And, I guess the other thing, of course, is the fact.
See, the reason why they're also on this whole thing of like, bring us backstage and everything is because they have access. And I would argue the word of mouth around something going viral and trending on social media is more powerful as a selling tool and marketing tool than just a handful of YouTubers that get to go behind, backstage and be like, I checked it out, I got hands on, Yeah, it just seems like that does more when everybody is like, dude, did you see that? It's like we kind of went backwards and we're in that state of like, man, I heard about this thing and but now we all, instead of it being in our friends groups, the friends groups is the following online. Online is the town square in a sense.
We've talked about this in the past, that YouTube is just not a particularly great medium for showcasing the advantages of a fidelity-based platform.
But here's the problem with that too. Everybody goes to YouTube, everybody goes to Twitch, and yeah, it doesn't matter if you go backstage and have hands-on with the console or not, your footage is still going through the YouTube compression system and bitrate system and everything, so...
which is kind of one of the defining reasons we did a video downloads page for digitalfoundry.net. So, yeah, this is the challenge, right? How are you going to showcase those differences with the base PlayStation 5 when the prevalent video delivery system just isn't particularly great. I mean, it's fine.
Here's how we do it. If you pre-order PS5 Pro, your pre-order includes a files pack, like a fan kit that you would get if you're working with event organizers or whatever. And sorry, Rich was looking really weird there. But yeah, you would get a fan kit of sorts with the logos, the 4K uncompressed video. This is going to be a big download, but still. And then you can literally play the videos on your system at home, whether it's actually also have the video on the PlayStation Network where it's uncompressed also, because everything on the PlayStation Network looks pretty damn good because it's like the solid lossless file. And then everybody can see it. And then you can also post that stuff up on the social media. Again, compression is a mofo on social media also, but I think that'd be awesome where it's like, oh, you pre-ordered this? Well, here's a link to download your fan kit over here. What's a fan kit? Well, here's all the videos, logos, and everything else. So if you want to make videos around it, or if you just want to check out what everything looks like, here it is. That'd be an easy, simple way of doing just like, that's like easy marketing. And it's like you can do it so like free, cheap, and easy right there. And it entices everyone to get those pre-orders and to sell the console. Come on.
But maybe not a great fit for this. Let's talk about another topic that's been coming up from this, which is that the leaked design, the sketch, doesn't have a disk drive. And the leak is saying, I didn't see a disk drive. But that doesn't rule out that there is going to be a disk version of the console. However, a lot of people are very concerned about the lack of a disk drive. And we've got like literally 3 questions here from supporters. Let's go through them. This one first from 1040 STF. I can't imagine the PS5 Pro being sold without any disk drive, mostly as the disk drive model of the regular PS5 is outselling the digital one by large numbers. So many people wouldn't be able to enjoy their disc games on that model. It's an interesting point, I think.
That's actually not true. When the console is when it's in stock, normally it is the disk drive one that you find first. Then you find the digital one, because the digital one is cheaper. So that's actually not true. But they did sell a lot of the disk drives to plug into the Slim unit later on.
You know, in terms of people who might be considering an upgrade. But what if there were no disk drive version? Do you think after the initial backlash, that move would be enough for Sony to push digital sales significantly? Or do you think that despite their firepower on the market, it would ultimately...
No, Sony would just do the same thing as they did with the Slim unit, and they would say, here is a disk drive if you want to buy it separately. Dumb question. In all honesty, it's a dumb question.
Point with the most recent link of PS5 Pro, it looks like it'll be sold without any disk drive, and it will cost a small fortune, especially seeing what Sony has done with the PS5 amateur prices in Japan. What part of the word professional?
Yeah, okay. So it's just basically he's just reading questions out from people that are complaining about stuff.
Base unit. I don't think they need to bifurcate the model for the line again for another unit that is going to sell proportionately much less.
So do you think it will come with a drive or without it?
Without, based on these leaks, without an upsell for the drive for, I think it's $80 US at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. And personally, yeah, I'd expect the lack of a drive to maybe help them hit that lower price, and also, I don't know, encourage some upsells aftermarket, because that should help them with the bill of materials quite a bit. I'd expect it to come in at $600 personally, $600 US without a disk drive. I think is probably reasonable. Something in that range. I think what they're delivering with this hardware is quite something, and it can't be that cheap to produce.
Right.
That's what I just said.
John,
6.
What do you make of all of this?
I do find it hard to believe that they would sell a version without the disk drive bundled in. I mean, when you talk about the leaker seeing a unit, quote unquote, without the disk drive makes sense, because we know that with the detachable drive, you can't really tell that there's not a drive, that the drive's even possible to connect, right? Like it's flush thanks to the shell. So, I mean, if you just saw a diskless version, but still, like, I don't know, that just seems unusual to me that they would want to sell a unit like that, because I think physical sales are actually still very important to them. they still move a decent amount of copies of that stuff, especially in depends on the region, of course, but there's definitely variance between region. And this type of machine is aimed at the enthusiasts, right? And
Right.
you know, enthusiasts such as myself and many others tend to gravitate towards the discs over digital downloads, which
No, no, actually, I would disagree on that. Enthusiasts, no, it is. If they're making the pro units, it is the unit that is. So it's like, here's a slim. Basically, this pro unit is knocking the day one unit out. The slim version is to get people into the markets. The pro unit is to knock out the day one version, so then they can also bring in a slight bit of an upgrade on the hardware to keep people interested of like, oh yeah, Sony is still making hardware. They're not just relying on the same box for 10 years, whatever. Because this pro unit is going to be the next 5-year cycle, box that Sony has. Is going to be the next hardware that they're relying on for the next 5 years. So I actually do disagree with them on that point of like, and when it comes down to the whole disc thing, it's like basically it's just collectors that go disc version with their games. The majority of everyone goes digital. This is the reason why when the game gets taken off from the market, there is such a backlash. There's so much more backlash. And then the people with the disc are like, oh, I got my disc copy and everything. The only good thing really about having a disc version of a game anymore is if the day one patch is better than a recent patch update that you had, and you can play it, you play the game without an internet connection and have just that disc patch that you're running. That's the only real major thing about a disc version of a game.
feels like a game
produce a machine that wouldn't have a disk drive, because I think a lot of PS5, well, let's say you're developing a niche machine, right? There's going to be a lot of people with a base PlayStation 5 that will be upgrading. There's no doubt about it. And if they're upgrading but having to also buy an $80 drive, that would be a bit of a tough call. But at the
I don't think it's a niche machine, though. Again, I think anybody who has a day one PlayStation, I mean, it's got my attention. If it is a real, if it's a real boy, if this hardware, if PS5 Pro is a real thing, I want to pick one up. I want to upgrade my day one edition PlayStation up to a PlayStation 5 Pro, because
same time,
we're looking at 5 years, and that is the equivalent of that's the time to upgrade stuff. Just like if you're running a $2,000 computer, every 5 years you should be upgrading your GPU. Maybe a CPU upgrade. CPUs you can usually go for about 10 years though, maybe 8 years at this point. But yeah, like you should be able to get 5 years out of your hardware. That and really, in all honesty, if you're paying $500 for the system, you get 5 years out of it. That's $100 a year. That's not bad compared to PC pricing and everything.
I do recognize that there's going to be cost pressures on this particular piece of hardware because, prices aren't going down. If anything, they're going up.
Yes.
So they may try and
worldwide inflation
make the quote unquote sticker price as attractive as possible. It's I just don't really see how they can do this. There's arguments for one and the other, but I think if I had to choose, I reckon Oliver's probably right. They're going to go for the lower MSRP.
Yeah.
So
I think Oliver is he's making a lot of good points in this. I don't always agree with Oliver either, but he's making some good points in this one.
It's an interesting question, right?
Right. Because all the games that I own personally are pretty much all on disc.
Yeah.
And that's because he is the retro guy. He is the nostalgia guy. So he sticks with the disc factor because it's old school style. That's what I'm used to. That's what I know. And it's like, well, we are in a digital age now.
Yeah. To actually come to a conclusion on, but I do think ultimately, if they're facing cost issues, they're probably going to try and get the machine out there as cheaply as possible. And they're probably going to be talking about the digital attach rates, which are only growing and growing and growing.
I could totally see them doing a disc version as like a higher end SKU, but probably not in retail stores as much. Like I wouldn't imagine you go into your GameStop and maybe you find that disc version SKU.
Well, you don't find any game related things at
Well, that's
GameStop
true enough.
anyway.
I mean, I guess if everyone's
Just
just using
Funko Pops.
Amazon, then what's the difference, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
I think probably the primary SKU will be that lower cost SKU in part to hit a lower asking price.
I don't see them putting out a disc version of it. I think they'll stick with the whole in all honesty, I think that's where the way Microsoft would probably go in the future. Also, they're already making that all digital next Xbox, whatever, and Nintendo. When was the last time they actually had a disc drive? It's all on a little cartridge thing. So I think the days of a disc drive and getting a disc in a thing, I think that's so numbered and limited. And how much can you actually fit on a disc? I again. The PlayStation 6, I think we're probably going to have something like an SSD, and the game fits on the SSD. So if you go down to the store and pick up, the Grand Theft Auto 6 on the PlayStation 6, it's probably going to come on a SSD drive, and you play it off from that. Other than you have to pick up like 6 different fucking discs in a package, or spend 3 hours downloading it. Yeah, I think they're going to be selling SSD units. The reason why I say that is because SSD drives are pretty much the same price as if you were to put it on a disc, and then just package the SSD drive a certain way, and there you go. It's the same price, but then you have less that you're having to manufacture with it. And SSDs are so widely manufactured now, they can cut a deal with some company and literally save themselves possibly some money there. That's it just makes sense that they would go SSD with it in the future. Let's skip forward a little bit because it's taking a little bit longer than I wanted to.
I think it's going to require some Cerny magic, because a lot of the things that I would want to see used as a selling point would ultimately just make the base PlayStation 4 look worse. Like, remember all those things you don't like about PS5? We fixed them. It's like that's kind of what it's just like more PlayStation 5. So
Right.
it's really, this is going to be tough. This is really an enthusiast product. This is for people that want to play their PS5 games with better quality, basically. And so I feel like they pretty much just have to go after those users, like accept that this is not.
I think that's a terrible word. Enthusiast product? No. This is literally going to be showing us that the days of needing new hardware or consoles with new hardware is limited. I think what this is like, PS5 Pro could possibly be showing us that PlayStation 6 might be the last console that they need to make until maybe like 10, 15 years from now. And then it's like, oh, guess what? We have a new thing. But I think having consoles every like 3 or 4 to 5 years, I think we've already topped out the game engines of what they can, because it's up until now, we basically had the point of like, okay, we need new hardware where the game engines are limited by this, that, and the other thing. We need new hardware because we're running out of system resource space. And where we're at now is basically, oh, the game engine can't handle what we're doing, but we're not topping out the console. So we've managed to get it averaged out. Now the console has more system resource space than ever before, and now the game engines are starting to stutter. And again, when it comes to ray tracing and everything, and this is where I'm like, okay, if they can fix ray tracing in a PlayStation 6, what else do you need for a console? Because basically ray tracing and all that stuff, when you have the full realistic graphics on the computer, it's just running AI and ray tracing and all that stuff. So that's what ray tracing is it's a form of AI and all that. And the way that resource management is being so well done too in the game engines now, like you get one more big major upgrade for consoles, and then where else would you need to go for other than maybe like say PlayStation 6, you can upgrade the RAM storage in it or something, so then you can have more system RAM. I don't know. I don't know how, because I mean, VRAM. Everybody keeps going on the thing about VRAM is short. So I mean, could they possibly have like a graphics card unit in there that you can upgrade. That's basically where I'm going with that, of like upgrading the RAM storage. CPU wise, probably not so much there, but also is the PlayStation 6 going to be? I mean, could they do a contract with another company? And actually, like Intel would be a great contract for them to do if they could just get the prices right, and it doesn't, make the console price go up to the roof. And all of a sudden, you can run the multi-processor units that Intel has with the 13 and 14 gen processors, and make the PlayStation run off from that. Shit. PlayStation 6 would be the last console that you would need, because now all of a sudden you have more resource management built into the chipset, on top of ray tracing that is working really good and all that stuff. Because by the time PlayStation 6 comes around, we should have ray tracing somewhat working. It's, and then it comes down to optimization on the game developers part, because a lot of times when the games are running like really poorly, they're not optimized properly by the game developers on the system, because everything gets made on the computer and then it gets ported to the PlayStation, and then they spend 3 months trying to make the damn thing run silky smooth, as much as possible, to where there's no frame rate skipping and this and that and the other thing. That's the reason why Wukong looks so bad. But Star Wars looks pretty damn decent. That's the 2 recent ones come out. I don't know. Yeah, and of course that's exactly where they go into video with it, right over to the Wukong thing. Anyways, fun discussion. I think we're gonna end it there on that one. And as always, like, sub, and share the video around. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I will see you next time. Okay. That's 2 Let's Talk videos. I'm on a roll today. I wasn't even know if I was going to stream today, because I was feeling a little out of it. So, with all the PlayStation talk, let's go revisit the Astrobot finally, the Playroom. Go do that. Turn this back on. Going to reset the capture card also. Been like almost 5 years. Yeah, because it was what, January was the it was like the beginning of the year when PS5 first came out. Yeah, Astro Playroom, if you don't know, it's free on your PlayStation 5. It is kind of awesome for being a free thing. It is a PlayStation museum, and it's also a celebration of all the different years. It's like 30 years, whatever, of PlayStation. How many years has the PlayStation been out for? It's 30 something years. It's got to be. Pretty sure it's 30 years that it's been around for. Woo! I started the PlayStation up and I was right into Playroom. I like it. Hello? There it goes. Oh, wow. I am Astrobot. I hate that I've been kind of spoiled a little bit on Astrobots, the game that's coming out. All right. So here we go. We're going to jump into Astro's Playroom. Are we on the... Yes, we're on the correct game category. Okay, so I'm not going to be playing through the whole Astro Playroom, so to speak. I actually want to jump into the artifact viewer. Actually, wait, before we do this, I want to jump into the museum, actually. So, again, very, very cool game. It uses all of the... you have it. If you have a PS5, you have this. It comes built into the system. You probably deleted it thinking it was just a tech demo of sorts. No, it's back here. Oops. Every level in this uses... it's themed around every part of the PlayStation, but it also uses every part of the controller of the DualSense in each level. But then you also get this, and this is something that everybody kind of missed, I feel like, that because they were just like, I want to play Spider-Man, I want to play Demon Souls, or whatever else. Yeah, I think this is so fucking cool. So it's literally a museum, like the old controller, the old PS1 controller. You got the PS1 right there. Don't worry, they didn't die. You can turn it on. Yeah, the old PS1 sound. And then if you do this one over here, because remember the old, the little TV. I wanted one of these little TVs so badly, but it didn't connect, I don't think, into. And look at this. It is photo scanned in. This is so fucking cool. And the old PlayStation 1 black disc. Hell yeah. That one's humping the PlayStation. Yep. Astrobots. Yeah. Oh, right. You gotta have the chime in there too. So the multi-link, the mouse. All these little guys are just sitting around. Spyros here. This was before, so this was before Microsoft bought the whole thing. Yep. This was before Spyro and Crash got bought out. PS2s. Had one of these. Mainly used PS2 with one of these. Smacked that one on the ass. Never had the network adapter. Always wanted the network adapter, but I never had it. Yeah, I had one of these, and I was funny enough. So here's a cool, crazy little thing. This console would not play Reservoir Dogs, and I think what was it? It was like the tail end of the PS2. The games would not play in this unit. There's like certain ones that just for some reason it wouldn't play in them. But in this one, it ran just fine. The problem with this one is right over here was all your CPU battery and everything else. This part heated up like crazy. To the point where sometimes I would have to like lift this ass end up just to make sure that the air was getting to this enough. It didn't really make a difference, but it seemed like it did. Oh, the old memory cards. People don't even realize we only had 8 megabytes. Before that, we had even less. Yeah. This was a multi-tap, yes. The Move camera, the iToy. This was the first thing. Before there was a Kinect, there was an iToy. Before Sony was like, we're going to do a Kinect, there was an iToy where you'd stand in front of it. It had the shittiest tracking ever. Yep, exactly. And you would kick, punch, and all in the mind with it. An old CRT. That's what we used to play on. Box TVs. Yeah. Ah, yeah. And that was the old PS2. Yeah, the old PS2 UI. Dashboard. There we go. I'm trying to think of the name of it. What else we got here? Okay, so I, of course, started off this one. I swear my PlayStation did not have all these ports on it. I swear it did not have these ports. Every one of these units I see has these ports on it. Never had one of these, but I did see one of these because a buddy of mine had one of these. With the slider, you put the disc in there, I think, and then you slide it over. Never had that, but anytime you see me playing Guitar Hero or any of that stuff, it's sitting right up there. It's running on one of these. Nathan, yeah, Uncharted. And of course the disc, the PS3. This is when we were in the silver era. Where's the PS2 disc? Yeah, PS2 discs were all blue. which is funny because this was before Blu-rays were a thing, but they were blue discs because it was right, yeah, because this was the first Blu-ray player. Yeah, because the little blue on that. Let's see, what else we got here? PlayStation Home. That was a thing. PlayStation Home. Essentially, VR chat is the new PlayStation Home. What else we got here? Yes, the Move controllers. So I had a camera like this one for the Move, but then I upgraded it, as we all did. They don't have the other camera on here. Oh, I guess it'd be the VR camera. Yeah, this one. Yep. So this camera here is the one that you actually would use for the Move controllers. And then it also ran and worked with, because you use the Move controllers for the VR also, the PSVR 1. And of course this one. I got a funny story. I got a very funny story. I've had all three of these. All three of the PSPs. Started off with this bad boy. First OLED screen I ever looked at was on the PSP. Here's the funny story though. So I actually almost broke one of these UMD disc little cartridges because I thought you had to take the disc out of the plastic piece. So I just about wrecked the Scarface game that was on there. Never had any of these accessories for it. But definitely still have a few of those lying around. Then upgraded one of these to a Go. And snuck this into high school, and oh boy, did my little cell phone start ringing like crazy when Mama Wolf figured out that I snuck in. Ooh boy, was I in trouble on that one. That was about a month off the PlayStation. No PlayStation for you. Cords were taken and hidden. And now I have the Vita, which I have jailbroken it. I just have not done anything with it. Yeah, there you go. So the Vita is really cool if you jailbreak them. You can apparently you can do all the old retro stuff with basically everything that you can do on any of the emulators. It'll work on the Vita because the Vita has just enough power to it to be able to run all. It's basically. I want to say this is on the same level. I mean, your cell phone has more power than the Vita does nowadays, but I think this is on the same level as like the PlayStation Classic. Which, funny enough, I don't think PlayStation Classic is an actual console that they've made, but I don't know if that is even in this. I don't think they ever updated because PlayStation Classic came out after this. By the way, hold on a second. I can show off props. Still got it. Still works. I just need to plug it in. But yeah, it never exploded on me. Still got the little guy. The good old PlayStation Vita. Let's see here. I love this this PlayStation Museum is so cool. This is why I always tell everybody, like, if as soon as you get a PlayStation 5, go into Astrobox. So the original, you can't turn off the music. That's right too. Oh shit, no, because if I do that, then you can't hear the sound effects. Dang it. Really hope Astrobot itself, if they have anything like this in the Astrobot game itself, that we can actually turn down the music a little bit. So yes, PSVR 1 did all the Resident Evil stuff on that. Did let's see here. That's the Walking Dead one. Which I tried that out on there. That was pretty cool. So again, what's weird is everybody got this version of it. I got a day one PSVR setup. Everybody got this box with it, the one that like shifts and everything. Mine looks way different than this. I got all these hookups back here, but the box itself does not shift. It's a solid box unit. The day one PSVRs, I don't know why or what the difference is on it, but yeah, it just didn't come with this box. Oh yes, I do have one of these controllers still, the PS4 controller. Oh yes, I definitely do, because I have been modding the PS4. I know a lot of people are like, I have one of those also. It's not that big of a deal, but if you've been running for the last like almost 5 years on the PS5, this thing is becoming like, I still say, it feels like a kid's toy compared to the PS5, the DualSense. And especially with the Edge, it does. It really feels like a kid's toy now. So. All right. You can. This was the first system. Okay, yeah. So I totally skipped this one. I didn't even know where the power button was on it. 100% skipped the first slim PlayStation 4 or the regular PS4, just because, again, I was on the Xbox and I didn't see too much of everything and anything that I wanted to really do on the PS4. That would change later on when I watched E3 and started checking out what the PS4 Pro was doing, again, as I was just saying earlier during that Let's Talk. And yeah, and then that was when I was just like, oh shit, there is a lot of stuff on there. And then we come over to where we're at now. I literally have these headphones on right now. Never gotten the camera. Of course, you know, been using the controller and everything, and never had this version of the PS5. Just I've had no problems whatsoever at all with the digital version of it. That's just what I've been doing. That's right too. They got all this stuff up top too. Oh, I almost forgot about the top thing. Okay, so I don't have the gun. I have that thing because I didn't know if I was going to use it or not, and I've pretty much gotten about as much usage out of that as I have my steering wheel impels when I run that in the VR stuff itself. But never had the little pistol either. Never had that one. I was looking at it and I was just like, well, I don't know if there's enough there because I can do the same thing with that one. But that one also that was sold out too when I picked up the VR unit. So I was just like, okay, never mind. I'll just go with I mean, it's like literally just like a PVC pipe. And actually, more props. Yeah, it's again, it's basically just a pipe with a couple things built into it for all the buttons and all that. But it is kind of nice that you have, you know, the button, there's dual analog sticks on it, so you can do all that. But yeah, I mean, it's super cheap ride. Now, Now again, something that they're not showing is this is technically an officially licensed PlayStation product, so I count it as another little console, which is the PlayStation Classic. I know a lot of people are like, dude, that thing sucks and everything else, but this thing is sold out and it's like a collector's item. People can't find it anymore, the whole 9 yards, because of the fact of not only does it come with the original controller, same size to spec and everything as the original controller, but also you can mod this thing and have literally the whole library of PS1, PSP, all the old retro stuff. Again, it's basically, this thing is pretty much a Raspberry Pi unit, but you get the PlayStation cover. The top does not open up. That is a reset button, power button, and then basically another reset button, which that used to be the old reset button. But the back end of it is really funny because it's just a little USB and an HDMI out, and then it's a USB that plugs into it for the controller. Again, anytime you see PlayStation 1 games being played on the channel, it's running on a Classic. And then they did update this a slight bit. Oh my god. Because, okay, so in Japan, the Tamagotchis are huge. So yeah, they made a little PlayStation Tamagotchi. I remember seeing those in magazines. I was just like, I don't get it. When I was younger. Oh, you can't even see it. But yeah, the little Tamagotchi unit. Camera, please. Again, I was just like, when I was younger, I was like, I don't get it. What? I had like, I think it was a Digimon, a Tamagotchi. That was the only time I've ever had one of those little things. Those are probably all on the phones now. Now, Crash Bandicoot style, you have the Secret Lab, where they actually updated stuff. So this is the PSVR 2 controllers. I've only been down here once. They're documenting it. Oh, and there it is. Can I get up there? Yeah! Get smacked in the butt. So PSVR 2, I mean, you've seen it on the channel 1,000 times over again now at this point. I've never actually seen, this is one of the few things I've not seen IRL. There's one of these little handheld units like this. In all honesty, the thing's been out for a while now. I still think it's like a waste of a product. I just don't agree with all this, handheld stream the games over the internet type of thing. One of the very few things I don't agree with Sony, that I just think they should have never done this. Another one. What? Oh, okay. That brings you over to there. That's cool. Nice. Okay, this is really cool. This is awesome right here. So, let's see here. Funny enough, that little cat piece right there, that's actually on the flight stick, which this is basically based off of a flight stick, I think. But this is the accessibility control. So, if you have any disabilities with your hands, or if you are, like missing a finger, missing a hand, missing an arm, have to play with your feet, whatever the case may be, this thing is fully customizable to meet your needs of whatever you need it to do. It's fully programmable, customizable, the whole 9 yards, and definitely, it's just really, really cool to see that Sony would do something like this and build it. And then, of course, again, what I'm using right now, the DualSense Edge, one of the newest, this is probably the best controller that I've used pretty much ever. I've used other Pro controllers with the back paddles and everything, but this one has just it's lasted and worked and been really good. By the way, I actually have the short little flippers on there. I don't have the Xbox style flippers on there, and in all honesty, I think those actually fit my fingers a little bit better. Now this, of course, is a PS5 Pro. No, just kidding. This is, I wonder, here's my biggest question for Astrobot is at the end of it, later on midnight, literally 12 hours from now, I'm wondering if we beat Astrobot, if we're going to see a PS5 Pro at the end of it. Because that, to me, beating that game and then having the PS5 Pro show up at the end of it, and then they announce the showcase afterwards, that'd be great. Just wait like at least a few days, Sony, to really show, say there's a showcase happening. If there is a thing at all. But yeah, this is a PS5 Slim. Again, it's really awesome that they modeled all this stuff in. I have not actually checked this out. Now I have the game pre-ordered. Let me see. What is this? Mission room. That's right too. This is going to be like a little launch thing. Oh, I was wondering what to do for a launch night for Astrobot. And maybe this is exactly what we'll do. A little steering wheel. Yeah. Oh, yes. So I got all these unlocked in the game. These are secret little things unlocked in the game. That is so cool. A Bloodborne one. He's just, it's Lady Maria too. It is Lady Maria. There's the clock and the, oh. But yes, as of right now, it's 11 hours, 38 minutes. Super cool. I'm gonna definitely have to definitely do that on launch night. Do like a launch night counter to when the game drops. I think that'd be very, very cool to do. Okay. So that's not the only thing I wanted to do. I also jump into here. So here is the other really, really cool thing. And this is for like, if you ever are making a retrospect about PlayStation stuff, history of the PlayStation and everything, this is one of the best things that you can possibly use, because you can literally zoom in and it's all, again, high-res scanned in. And you can interact with it, you can look around in it. I haven't done this in 4 years. Bear with me. Yeah, like looking at the back end. I still have some of those cables lying around, crazy enough. AV out, and then the 3 prongs, serial IO. Serial IO. I think okay, so I think the parallel IO, I'd have to actually look it up. I don't know for sure. This is one of the later units though, because the first PlayStation ones that came out did not have the RCA cable. So the red, white, and yellow plugins right there for your younger ones, that is an RCA cable, not an RGB. It's an RCA cable. You still find those every once in a while on stuff that's made older tech wise, but yeah, and that is not an HDMI right there. That is an AV out, which was basically that AV out would go into a red, yellow, and white one. You plug that into the front of your box TV back in the day. I'm not quite sure if the multi-tap plugged into that serial IO or if it plugged into the parallel one. Because that parallel one, you can see a little clip right there. You pull that off from there. I never had those things. I never needed them. And then an AC adapter, AC cord, because we didn't have the box and everything. Let's see. And the PlayStation controller. PlayStation 1 controller. You can see it's not like, so it was a little bit of like a rubbery feel on the button. These are like 4K high res. Yep. And then I remember when I was younger. Oops. Right, actually, yeah, no triggers, just little buttons. So basically, those have like half the distance travel as your L1, R1 on the standard controllers now. But I remember I used to rub my finger on the back because that would, like, you could feel that on the back of it, made in Japan and all that. 1080, which is, I don't know, serial numbers, but I just remember I think I slightly wore the writing off of it. And once again, code in a black ooze, they say. Comes code in mysterious black ooze. So you knew you were wearing your game in when you could start to see the PlayStation logo pop in, and if you started seeing the PlayStation logo pop through this and you started seeing silver at all, then you knew it was time to trade the game in for another copy if you wanted to keep playing it, because it was starting to get there. Ah, the old memory card. Overnight pauses, yeah. We used to leave games on overnight to try and come in and beat them the next day. So this, you would have a little sticker pack. You put the sticker on the front end of it. But then on top of that, these were only like 512 kilobytes, not even megabytes. Sometimes you could get like a 3 megabyte one, but yeah, that's how small. Oh, and then also you had a little spot for you could put your name on the front of it, and then put you would get stickers through like PlayStation Underground magazines and such that you could put on there, or you could just write the games that were on the memory card. Mouse, never had one of these, but there was very select few cases that you would use this for. There was a cord. You can see the little hole right there. That this was a wired mouse. It was not wireless. Again, just never had one. Never needed one. It was cool to see it though. I saw one in the store one time. Multi-tap again. If you needed it, it was there. The wire would come out of that hole in the middle right there. That's it. Never mind. And yeah, multiple memory cards could go in. I don't know if you could. It just dawned on me. I wonder if you could buy one of these and then put like 4 memory cards into the system and then have like 10 megabytes worth of of storage space or something. But yeah, fighting games or anything that's like Crash Bash. I remember you could play 4 players on that. Anything that had more than 2 players, you'd have to get one of these. Then we're on to the DualSense. This is still, or the DualShock, sorry. The DualShock controller. This is still PS1. This was pretty much made for Ape Escape. And then as soon as they made a shooter game, which the first one that I remember was like Medal of Honor, used the 2 analog sticks. And, yep, the analog. So you could turn the analog sticks off in the middle. That's what that analog button is for. But yeah, this just opened up because before you were going left, right, up, and down with the D-pad. And then once we figured out, oh, we can use the analog sticks in shooters, game changer. Literal game changer. Because before, you'd have to keep resetting your camera with the R1 and then use the D-pad. I actually have videos on the channel of doing retro nights showing off the original controller trying to do shooters with it. It's just a pain in the ass. What is the... yeah, it's the analog controller Sony PlayStation. Yep, the 1200. I remember everybody was like, this thing has balls and boobs because of the analog stick placement. We don't have that anymore. It's built into the controller. But yeah, the stick modules in this though are pretty much the same ones that we have in the analog sticks now. That's the reason why everything always breaks. They are a little more upgraded, but oh jeez. that little. This is how you know I'm really old school PlayStation. So this one and this one. So this had the whole like it would squeak. So if you're really getting into a game and you start with it, it would squeak like crazy, just like the old retro systems like the NES and the Sega and everything. The problem with this one is there's that little crease right there that the controller gets put together. Your sweat would build up in that shit, and then you'd start seeing like little black flakes come off. It was, yeah, you had to basically take a either a toothpick or a Q-tip, put a little bit of like alcohol in there, and then to clean this controller properly. Yep. Again, Tamagotchi never had one of these. Let's see. Wait. Oh, there is no interact. Any of those. Wow. Again, never had one of these. Could have been fun. I don't know. You know what kind of sucks? There's no copyright. There's no. They should have added the date on when all these came out. I'm trying to spin around to see. Pocket Station. Big in Japan. Oh, 3-volt. That's a dime battery. It's gotta be 4000 series. Love this. I love looking at all this. Then the PlayStation 1 got a redesign. The Chibi console, right? Yes. This was just a few years before the PS2 came out. They came out with this, and as you can see, we're now in the time of about 720p, I do believe. We weren't even 1080p yet. I don't think we were 1080p yet. I'm pretty sure we were still in like maybe yeah, probably a 720 era. It was not HD yet, anyways. And again, that was an AV cable going into. I think we're running coax cables at this time, so it would be the spike with the fastener on it. If I'm not mistaken, that it was either that or we might have been already moved over to RCA cables by then, but yeah, I can't remember. No, I did use one of these. Yes. Very late game, I used one of these. So, Grandma's house, right? Grandma picked one of these up. It was the funniest thing ever because I was losing my shit because it was like I had to keep bringing the PlayStation 1 from home to Grandma's house. And the thing is everybody played on the PlayStation 1, and I was just like, no, I don't want to go a weekend without the PlayStation 1. No. So then we picked one of these up, and I just remember taking it out of the box. I was like, what? This looks different. What the hell? Because I wasn't cracking it back then. I wasn't all in it like I am now. But yeah, fond memories. I will always be a PlayStation fanboy. What can I say? 100 series. So this is day one. Yeah, this is a day one PlayStation. I think. Yeah, this was PS1. So the other one is a PlayStation 1. This is a PS1. So instead of it being a slim unit, they called it a. And this is what happens with the 6-axis. Hold on. Gotta reset it. Again, always wanted one of these. The problem was this thing it ran on batteries, I think. Was it batteries? No, it had an AC cable going into it. But yeah, it was just a little screen. You could get a battery for this. I remember because this was made for on the go. It was made for like you could set it up and plug into a wall. But this thing was actually made for on the go. So you have two little speakers in there, brightness control, volume control, and yeah, headphone jack. And then you could also push the audio out to speakers if you wanted to. This was not made for movie watching or anything because PS1 could not do movie watching. Maybe a CD player or something. But because we had games and we had CD players back then. We didn't have DVDs or any of that stuff yet. This was VHS era. You know what? I can pretty much, because I'm not turning anything on, I will turn this down slightly. Having to go in the background. But yeah, the PS1 LCD monitor. So I guess, yeah, that would have plugged into this one. As you saw back in the museum part there. Then 2000s comes around and we all upgrade. We were all getting a little more. So here's the thing. Nobody ever complained. So see, we had, this was standard like computer disc tray type of stuff. The kids nowadays don't have a clue about disc trays and everything. You could push on that. The logo on the front would flip up or sideways like that and everything. And people, there's a whole thing of like, oh, you have to turn the logo in order for the disc tray to actually work the correct way. I believed that for so many years. That's why I don't believe anybody on anything anymore. I can't press any of the buttons on it. But yes, the memory cards going over there, the black ones, they're Magigate memory cards. At this point, we had 8 to 12 megabyte memory cards, and we had like see-through memory cards and everything. Not quite sure. Oh, that's the move camera. That's what the little square. Yeah, that little square port on the front is a move camera. And you know, it'd be really awesome if we had a VR version of this, so you could actually hold it in your hands. Fuck, that'd be so cool. But yeah, 2 USBs on the front to plug the controller into, basically. So you'd have 2 players on controller. You had that expansion bay is for the network adapter because we were just barely getting into online play at this point. The internet was just becoming a thing. Big old fan on the back of that. That fan worked really well, but it got very dusty. Like, this was one of the first space heaters that PlayStation ever put out. Wintertime, this thing could keep you warm, sort of. If you were in a very small room, this thing would it'd probably pretty much keep you warm. And we actually had a power button on this, so this was very much like a PC of back in the day, where you had, you know, you turned on the power supply. I think this is one that had. Is there a power regulator on the cord? I can't remember now. I do remember the power supply was on this, so you'd have to flip off the power supply every time you wanted to fully turn it off. And if the system froze up, you just basically just flip that power supply button on the back of it. You had optical audio, AV outs. So there is no more, by this time, RC cables are done. I'm pretty sure, yeah, so this would be plugged into the back and then, well, RCA on the back of the console itself, I should say, because you had it on the other end of the cable. And the DualShock 2. So very similar to DualShock 3, except for this one was, I mean, this thing would be like, it would rumble like a son of a bitch because there was, the weights were in it. There was very small little weights in the original DualShock. This one had a giant one on one side and a smaller one on the other side to simulate bigger and smaller hits and crashes and such. Wired, of course, you can see the little wire port there. No, you did not unplug the cable. It was built into it. If you yanked on that cable, you break it. The analog sticks are still rubbery. The D-pad's still very rubbery also. We started getting a little bit more into the trigger feel because shooters were starting to become a way bigger thing. So they wanted to simulate that, you know, like SOCOM, US Navy SEALs. I want to say the original Killzone was PS2. Medal of Honor was huge. Call of Duty was starting to become a thing. Oh man. Not only that, but also it's just easier to hold on to because just the way that your hand kind of grips the controller and such. So the PS2 discs, again, they were blue, and on this one, you would actually see not only the PlayStation logo, but I'm pretty sure there was a PS2 like actual word logo. If you started seeing, like, again, start seeing silver on this thing. Also scratches would be like, if you picked up a used game and you saw that white line in it, never mind, the game's not going to work. You couldn't install the games back then either. Blue is the new black. Yes. 8 megabytes memory card, PS2 memory card. I had a bit of a stack of these, in all honesty, back in the day. Oh no, I can't. Yeah. Let's see. Made in Japan, 1020. Okay, so that would have been, again, one of the earlier. So I think every single one of these is like the earlier ones. So again, same thing as PS1 memory card. Put the little sticker on the front. We were actually kind of printing out stickers. Everybody started to have printers back then, and a lot of times you'd print out like a picture of a game cover or something, and then just tape it on the top of that. I remember that being a big thing, because the memory card would stick out where the little nubs are to get your fingers on it. It only plugs in up to the nubs, so you could actually get away with like just taping something on the front of it. Nobody ever used this bottom slot. Nobody ever wrote anything on the bottom slot. Not that I've seen. And the multi-tap. Never had one of these, once again. Never needed it. But I would be curious to see if you can actually expand the memory. Now again, the cord always built into the unit. You can't just detach it. It's not wireless at all. And the network adapter. This changed the game in a lot of ways because it brought online to a forefront. SOCOM US Navy SEALs was a major one. There was also, I think there was a racing game or two. So this would plug into the back end. Let's see here. So that, again, you'd pop the back plate off the PS2, and you would plug all this directly. It's just like one way it plugs in. And we had the iToy camera. Again, cable hard locked into the system. This thing was, it was so hard moving this thing because it was just like the ball was just stuck in, at least mine. Because the cable being on the back of it keeps your granny entertained. Yeah, this thing was a like 480p camera with one of the early infrared trackers, and it wasn't depth tracking, it was just infrared that was like tracking you on basically the same thing that your TV remote uses. That's what this used. Wasn't great. And microphone, didn't have one of these until actually PS3, Xbox 360, because I just didn't need it. I can interact. Hello. Ooh, yeah. Your neighbors will be thrilled. I love that. And then we get to the PS2 Slim. This is the first time. Cute kid that looks just like its mom. Yes. So this is the first time we actually ever had a slim version of a console with the PlayStation. With PlayStation at all, should say. Very similar. Does pretty much everything the original PlayStation could do, except for its slim form factor, and heats up like a mofo. But had it had the better system software, like the operating system and everything was updated, and also it had actually better hardware. So it was easier to heat up, but it had better hardware that could actually run the later games. Funny enough, I think this came out like a year or two before the PS3 came out. If I remember, again, this was over 10 years ago, so I might be a little off my timeline, but this thing is, yeah. So you could put it vertical like that. There was a little stand that would come with it. That's what those 3 little dots are. You could screw the stand into it. And then finally, with the Slim model, and this was one of the biggest selling points for it, you had built-in Ethernet port. So anybody who was just like obsessed back then with online gaming, this was your console to go to. It was the cheaper cheaper thing to do than PC gaming, of course. It didn't have as many games as PC, but the major titles were on here. Call of Duty's, SOCOMs, you name it. It was all on there. Fighting games. There was a lot of like, and of course the internet was terrible on this thing, but that's the reason why I never really got into online gaming until a little bit later on. Plus also just didn't have an internet connection back then. Never had one of these Buzz controller. Buzz, if from what I remember, people didn't really, this thing lit up. People didn't really use this for Buzz. They used it for other game like Jeopardy and everything else, because there's like a bunch of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Jeopardy and all that stuff. That's what I remember this being really used for. And then, so this is where this was the first time we had the crystal buttons, and these were a lot smoother. But one analog stick, one little nubby analog stick, and see how that thing is not big? That was one of the hardest to use analog sticks I've ever tried to use. Buttons had a little bit of a travel, but not so bad. Actually, these buttons feel, from what I remember, they feel just like the DualSense, the PS5 controller buttons. Same travel time, same. It's like, I swear they just did the. Oh yeah, and then you had the crystal L and R on the top. Boy, you can't interact with it? What? You should be able to. That's weird. So, little charger, 5-volt DC in charger. USB out and charger. So USB out, you could also push this out to the TV if you had the cable to plug into that. Let's see. Yeah, you could open. So you would take one of these little guys, that's the disc and everything, leave it inside so you can see the little, where it reads the disc. You can see that little open spot right there. So you take that, you pop open the back on this, like a little PSP logo. Mine was more shinier than that. Weird. But yeah, so you hit that little open tab, and then this whole back opens up, and it's a little disc tray in there, and then you just slap it together, and then turn it on, and you're away you go. And you do not open those up. You just put the UMD in there. It makes a strong case. Yes, that case, I almost destroyed one of those. Never had the camera for it, never cared for the camera for it, but it is cool to see that they had a camera, and it looks like a little pinhole microphone on there too. Nice. No, you had a separate microphone, or maybe this was just the microphone, and then the other one, you screw it into it. Interesting. GPS, right, because this was before the PSP. So this was the beginning of GPS, actually. Cell phones didn't have GPS when they first came out. This thing was built basically like a cell phone. And then we go over to the PSP Go. Yep. So it slid up. Again, it's a cell phone. It's literally a slidey cell phone. Had a little headphone jack, USB charge. Also, I think this one, you could use that same cable and output this up to a TV also. It looked like shit, but because it was like 480p at the most. Again, little nubby analog stick, terrible, but it has the crystal buttons on it. I really wish you could turn it on, but yeah, again, cell phone design. This one also, the buttons were silver chrome whatever instead of, I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, so that was the power button was the square one, which is weird. How? Oh, right. You had to. No, the power button was the hold right there. That's right. You held that to turn it on. And then you had to open up that little. You turned on the wireless? I never realized that was even there. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But that little M2 slot, you open that up. And that's where. Oh, weird. They don't have the game on there. Yeah, one of the little cartridge games would pop in there. And then again, had one of these. I swear, I might have opened that front dock up one time. I'm starting to flash back now to maybe I did know that was there. But I didn't think all of them had it. I think like one of ours had it, and then I thought the other one didn't have it or something. But anyways, four USBs for 4 players. We're getting a little bit bigger now with the system because they have to pack a lot more into it. The Spider-Man logo. Oh yeah, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man on there. Go to the back. Once again, it's built like a computer where you have a main power supply, 3-prong AC in now because the GPU and CPU are getting so big. HDMI out, LAN cable, digital, AV. We're still on the AV cables at this point. HDMI is kind of a newer thing, especially HDMI 2.1 and all that. The very newer thing. HDMI is so much better because it's all in one in the cable. But again, this was like it's like a space heater. This one would keep you warm in the winter time. This one would absolutely keep you. That's the reason why there's so many vents and everything, because it just heats up. I have it sitting right up there, and anytime you see me doing anything PS3 related, it's on this system with great power. No, I do not have that one sitting up there. Sorry, this is the original one. This is the fat one. This is the fat model, as they call it. This is the one that everybody says you want to have because it natively plays all the old school games on it. But if you get the other slimmer model, the reason why I was thinking that because of the touchpad on the front of it. Yes, that is a touchpad. So you just swipe your finger over, and then all of a sudden, boop, and it would bring the disc out. Also, when you turn down, it would boop, and then that. You can see actually 2 lights right there. It was green and orange. If it went red, then you're in trouble. All right, DualShock 3. So at this point, we are now getting into wireless territory and 6-axis. So Uncharted was one of the first times I ever seen where you could do one of these and throw the grenade farther distance and everything. Still with these rubbery damn sticks. And the rubbery sticks are kind of shitty because after so many years, they start to deteriorate on you, and they just turn into muck. Now we actually have triggers. So as you can see, one trigger is up, one, and then, yeah. Because shooters are one of the main things on the PS3. Again, you get a bunch of muck in the little crease there also. But yes, detachable, wire finally, wireless controllers. Never really cared for wireless controllers. The input delay and such. 2.4 Bluetooth. We're still using that same thing today. It's like the same Bluetooth adapter is what we use now for the controllers. And the PS3 games, finally, they look like a disc. Perfect blue. So this is actually a Blu-ray, even though it looks like a regular disc. PlayStation Eye camera. Better tracking. Because this thing was... Well, this was more or less... Was this the track? No, this is not the tracking one. Sorry. This is PlayStation Eye. So this is literally just talking to your buddies and everything over the internet, because PlayStation finally has a built-in Ethernet, and we had PlayStation Network, PlayStation Home. This ain't no toy. Yes, it's just a little, literally a PlayStation 3 programmed, I want to say probably 480p webcam. This is, I mean, this is still before live streaming and everything else, but it's still webcam. This is the one. Okay. This is the, surely it can't get any smaller than this. So this PlayStation is the one that you see all the time. This is the one I have modded or jailbroken and all that stuff. I sitting right up there. I use this pretty much on the. Is this the one? Wait. Yes. It's got the silver on it. Yeah. So two little jacks in front. Again, Ethernet. Now we finally have an HDMI. Okay, so now we're getting into, because we're getting towards the PS4 era, and we finally have the introduction of HDMI cables, and the AV cable is going out the door. So there's no power brick with this one. Is just, you just plug it in. Also, no switch. So it's literally just, you know, you can actually turn the power off fully or put it into sleep mode. And because you can put this thing in the sleep mode, just like the regular PS3 also, but yeah, they didn't really need a power brick for this one. No memory cards, of course. PS3 did away with the memory cards. Everything is built into it, hard drive wise. Again, never had one of these, but I've seen one of these before. This was, to me, this one is the actual slim. Nice little unit. But the most powerful PlayStation 3 is actually this one. That's the reason why I picked this one up to jailbreak and everything. Even though this one plays everything natively, if you jailbreak this one, you can make everything play on it also. It's just kind of a pain in the ass because you got to do a lot more back end to make it work. The heat on this one is not too bad. Whenever I'm running this, it gets hot on the top right there where all the GPU, CPU is, but you get a lot of heat coming out the back end of it. It's just after a long session, it's like if I play Guitar Hero for an hour or two, yeah. PlayStation Move controllers, we would be using these up into the VR, but also with the camera stuff and everything. The weirdest thing in VR that they did was they didn't package one of these controllers into VR. I will always say that. It's so weird that they didn't. But yes, the colored balls. You have to play with your balls to play VR. You plug it in, USB style. This was back when we were all trying to learn what the hell the USBs were, because you had a USB-C, or no, you didn't even have USB-C back then. You had the fat USB, and then you had a skinny USB. At least I don't think they had USB-Cs. Again, analog stick helps out a lot. Motion controller is left-hand manned, yes. PlayStation Move shooting attachment. So this was for the PS3. I thought this was a PS2 thing. No, this is PS3. I never had one of these. I've seen them online, actually. At this point, I was mainly shopping online by this time. Yes and no. Where you plug it in? Oh, back end. Maybe? No. Oh, you put the controller inside this. Right. There is no charging it. You charge the controller and then that plugs into the... I see. I looked at one of these a couple times over again. Never picked one up. Super cool. I just didn't have... This was for it's kind of select games this was made for. Again, very cool. It's like an M4 almost, which you would think I'd be all over it, but there wasn't enough there. Then we have the Vita. So the Vita had a built-in out... No, sorry, not an output port. We never got an out port on this one. So you have the PS Vita on one side, on the left-hand side there. That's where the games went into. If I remember right, the right hand side one, we never got any cord or anything for it because they dropped this thing so quick. Because that was where you would, let's see. Okay, so there's a little port right there on the bottom. You can slightly see it, sort of. You undo that, you put the game cartridge in there, little SD card. And this is the reason why I say, like, I think SSDs are going to be the thing of the future where you just buy the game and it's on an SSD, because we've already been doing it for years. It's just like a cartridge once again, or like an SD card that you put in this. Again, what can you say? It's a Vita. It does everything your cell phone could do, including have cameras and everything on it, touchpads on the back and whatnot. It's a very good system. Very good system. It can be actually very powerful. Loves to have its back stroked. Wow, Sony. Very awesome system if you do the right things with it, like retro stuff and everything. Yep, and here is the little, again, a little SD card. Literally just an SD card that you can buy off from online, throw a game on. Then we have the PS4. Two slots on the front, and of course at this point, yeah, we still are running discs, and we are just HDMI all the way and Ethernet ports, so very small amount of ports on there because you didn't need a whole lot. Everything's wireless by this time. I'm talking like a lot of people don't still use a slimline PS4. I would think the younger generation maybe would be growing up on a PS4 now. And the PS4 wireless controller, again, I just showed it off. So this is the Slim. So this was the one that I first seen. Actually, I have seen one of these up close and personal because we had one of these. And then we traded in for, I was going to go over to the PS4 Pro, but yeah, never seen one of these up close and personal, but it is essentially just a smaller unit, once again, of the regular PS4, the actual slim unit of it. And then this was the original baseline day one edition. And then we got the camera where you'd put it, well, actually, that's not even the camera that comes with the PSVR, because the one that comes with PSVR is the circular one. It's like a tube. But this one you could use, I think, with the VR stuff, because this is the Move camera, and the VR was just using the Move stuff. Actually, there might be one more camera on the Move stuff, or on the VR headset. And of course, the VR headset, you've seen this a million times on stream. The processor unit, again, I don't know why I never got this processor unit. Mine heats up. But yeah, that's it. Kind of a cool looking one. And then the one that got me back into PlayStation. This one, this is the unit that everybody is still using. Not everybody. A lot of people are still using, because they will not give it up and go on to the next thing. It's my childhood. It's what I grew up on. So at this point, Ethernet is a standard must. HDMI is a standard must. As a 2.0 HDMI. We are into the 4K graphics era of this thing. The number one thing that I always hate about the Pro is trying to plug any USB into this damn thing, because it's so tucked in there. If you have a thick USB flash drive, it's fucking impossible plugging it into it. I tell you, it is fucking impossible. Yeah. The VR aim controller, VRE accurate, very accurate. Yes, again, just showed that off on stream. And then we have the PS5. Number 5 is alive. We all know what the PS5 is. The DualSense wireless, the HD camera, the Pulse headphones. These are very good headphones, by the way. I'm still using, although I've had to get replacements for the pad because it fell apart. Lost weight, but none of its curves. It lost weight and got a fat ass. There we go. And the Edge controller, which you're literally seeing in my hands right now. Again, that's actually that is what I use on it, is those little flippers. Portable. Again, not the biggest fan of the portable. Anyways, there we go. It's been almost 5 years since I've run through the museum. I've been wanting to do that for a while now. Very fun going back and checking all that. Oh, and the mural. The mural. 1994. 32-bit graphics. A T-Rex. Yep. See, okay, so there's your RCA cables, the red, white, and yellows. They plugged into the box TV. Do it! And they hit the button, and then off they went for an idea for a 32-bit console. And then they made a splash in 1994. Ancient years. They did all that stuff. They turned it into a DualShock. A DVD trend happened into the year 2000. People were in their bathtubs electrocuting themselves with their systems. Going out in the bank. 128-bit. Oh my. We were doing sports games with eye tracking, and we were also doing karaoke nights. And then they oh yes, the different colored systems also. I forgot about that. Different color controllers and systems and all that stuff on my, because we didn't have face plates. We had to buy a whole new system. And then 2004 hits, and we start going all handheldy and everything. That's because cell phones are just so huge. It's kind of funny that they have the data blocks right here. As in, it's mobile data blocks, I guess. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm pretty sure I got everything out of there. Oh my god, yes! And the dashboard. The old, wow, PS3 cross media bar. Yeah, because PS3 was the introduction to the XMB, which we still use it today. 2006, a rocket shoots off up your ass, and the PS3 is born. Where's Spider-Man swinging through, though? That was a huge moment for PlayStation. Uncharted happens. They found the booty. And the PlayStation Home with platinum trophies becomes a thing, which is actually really awesome. Because the platinum trophies brought in a bunch of people to be like, bragging rights, bitch. Big dick syndromes. Let's see here. 2011, the PS Vita comes out, and I thought we were going to be able to do so much more with the Vita. It was not to be. Play a Sobi and the PS4 controller, yes, because we've had this little guy since this was like sort of mascot. I mean, it was him and Sackboy after Crash and Spyro got sold off way back here for who the fuck knows what reason. They sold the IP to other companies. It's like, what are you doing, guys? It was like that was the bad time. This was kind of the bad. This was the dark ages of Sony. It really was. And then they finally got their shit together. No, not really. Not yet. 2013 was still like they were getting people's trust back. I'll say that. Then they finally started to get their shit together. A 360 world, yes, because they started to dominate the Xbox 360 in sales and such. And a new generation began. We need an update to the Miro. Where's all the... We need an update to the Miro. All right, so the speedrun. The speedrun thing. We're thinking about the speedrun here. Ooh, it is 2.5 hours in. before we start the speed runs up, maybe I could go and just take a break here for a bit. Take the midstream break real quick and grab a bite. Grab a bite to eat. So what I was looking at doing was there's a bunch of speedrunning things. There's like one more trophy that I can possibly get on this, and it's for doing these speedruns underneath like 7 minutes or something like that. Yeah, get a total speedrun time of 7 minutes or under. That's less than 1 minute, less than a minute. So that's what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to do less than 1 minute. Like one of these has to be like 30 seconds or something, in order to get that trophy real quick. I like that. First up though, I am going to do a BRB screen. Take a quick take a quick break, and we will be back after this, the highlight reel. Yeah, BRB. Running on empty? Did I just run that? Oh no. Oh no, I just ran out of gas, didn't I? Oh fuck. I didn't even realize. Did I? Oh shit, did I? Oh no. No! No, no, no! Oh shit. Yep, they're around the next corner. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a penalty. Alright, straight away we got this. Come on. Come on, come on. 3-second penalty. Ouch. Come on. Don't worry about me. Ah. We can do this. We can do this. Come on. Ray tracing be damned. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. What now? Hey there, buddy. Oh, you son of a bitch. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my god, and then the fucking penalty. It was right there. I was right there, you son of... What the... Are you shitting me? Really, game? You're gonna do this? Just because I was right there about ready to win it, and then it's gonna just fling my ass like a damn... Wow, that's how it's gonna do it, huh? That Honda piece of shit out of the way. I can't believe that I had his ass. They're probably already across the finish line, so I can't catch up at all. Oh my god.
Is that finale? Yep. Oh. I should have had that first place. Damn it. That one last final. Hey, buddy. I was running.
Go up the ramp. Go up the ramp and hook a right.
Ramp?
Or a left.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, no.
Out the door. To the left. Left?
That's not
okay,
it. Oh, the
mind.
well. Yes. I
right
set this well up, and I'm still not using it. That's... Mm-hmm. This is literally my well setup, and I was not using it.
Oh, well.
Yep. Ooh! Big hit. Big fucking hit. Big hit. Mega hit. Lots of damage. Oh, you bitch.
Oh, that should have just clipped his toe.
Ooh.
Why does it keep not hitting the button combo to do that?
For sakes, of course. Just as soon as I get the goddamn sword. And he just keeps running out of the way of it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you fucking dare. Tried. Ooh, bitch.
Get him?
Give me that final fucking blow. I came down from the fucking heavens and slaughtered him right in the face. Let's fucking go. Your ass was mine.
Ready yourself.
The two DLC characters. Wow, one.
Round one. Fight.
I think I'm starting to click with Akuma here.
Round two. Fight.
There's no negative frames on the double kick. It's actually kind of awesome. There's no negative frames on that kick. That's a great opener. Holy shit, yeah.
Round one. Fight.
Oh shit. Wow. Do it one more time. Now you can't do anything. Burn yourself, Al.
Ooh. Oh, I got the land. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Akuma's actually kind of fun. Once it started clicking in of like, oh, I need to... I 100% get the reason for a fatality. I 100% get it on this one. Oh my god, this is... Holy shit. There we go. NRS goes to MTV and they buy what was it? A Celebrity Deathmatch. There we go. They buy the license to Celebrity Deathmatch. They bring Celebrity Deathmatch back. And then we get like Mortal Kombat Wrestling. There we go. That's how they do it. Ed Boon. Anybody out there, any one of you guys out there listening, we need that. That it needs to happen.
You
round 5.
That's how we do this. Nope, that is not what I was trying to do. Okay, so I get it. It is basically the same 3-hit combo. That's pretty much all you have. And that's not even you, it's just the character itself. Normally I call people out on that. Uh-oh, I'm starting to remember how to Scorpion again. Nope. Ah. Okay. I'm trying to hit anything. Do this. Bah! Nothing. No! 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 Oh, ooh, he dropped it. Ooh, he dropped it.
You are not ready.
Oh.
Round 2. Fight.
Go, here we go. Alright. This is fine. Anti-air. Homelander's too tall. Ah. Oop. And oh, that's the other move. That's the other one. Yes, that's the overhead. I'll just take that win.
Finish him.
Takes a second. It takes a second to remember what the hell you're trying to do. Okay, I don't have a rocket, but I have playing grenades. Let's fucking go. Leon was with his fucking shades on and jacket and shit. Oh shit! Oh shit! It's almost half a health bar. Ugh. Good boy. So I killed him so quickly on the first playthrough, we never got the dog. Awesome. we go.
That's what I'm talking about. Good boy.
There we go. 2 shot? Yeah. The first one he ran into the wall. Good doggo. High five.
God damn. That was almost a pancake. Okay.
Here we are. Okay, so I do believe. All right, so I'm pretty sure I just tap this and then it's. Well, I hope so. Use Mending Rune of Perfect Order. Here we go. This is the ending that I was looking for. One last final ending for the Platinum Trophy. The Golden Order is now once again.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord in our home across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of order.
The first time I've ever been an actual Elden Lord. And there's the Elden Lord and my first ever From Software Platinum Trophy. And little did I know it would take 300 plus hours. It would be a journey of beating the game 3 times over again. Technically 4 now. What a journey, what a ride, what an adventure, what an experience. This has been Elden Ring. No problem. Burp, 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 burp. I got this. I tried to do a little toot toot at the end, but it didn't work.
What do you think, Leon? People can change, right?
Shit. Fuck the original game. This is so much better. Wow. Yeah. Fuck the original game. You can't even play the original game anymore. Like, it's, you see the original game, it's just like, bah. Remake. Fuck. So much better. If that was in the OG, it'd be like, oh, I said some dumb line. Now I'm going to die. But before I die, I'm going to be like, and then it takes him like 10 minutes more to be like, but Leon, you know, the virus and everything. And then finally he would just like slump over and then finally die. That so amazing.
That's pretty much the opposite of what our prospect would have wanted. Oh well.
No.
But can they still breathe?
All right. So let's do some speed runs. Let's do some speed running. I remember how easy or hard this is. I'm not ready. Okay. This is exactly the type of stuff I love doing too. It's like Crash type of speedrun stuff. That jump right there. Ooh, that's a tough one. All right. Bingo. That's a toughy part because you're sliding and you don't know where you don't know where your feet are. Okay, he's like, wee. Yeah, you kind of want to just take a second to stop yourself. Oh, you son of a beach! Oh, I can see. The flower thingies were in the way. Damn it! Oh, I need to turn the game volume up a little bit. Yeah, after this, I'll get the game volume.
Woo. Oh, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do I go? Restart. I wasn't ready. And run. Oh, shit. This is why platform speed running is so much fun. This is good. Very good. Woo. Oh. Got this. I got this. Where do I go after this? What? Where the hell do I go after that? I don't know what the puzzle is here. I don't see it. Gotcha. Now I see. Now I see. Okay. Now I see what I gotta do. There we go. I can probably over jump that. There's literally just 3 buttons. It's just the equivalent of just a 3-button run. "41 seconds. Okay. This is fun. I actually like this. "41. That's my best time yet. Not the electric. Ooh. Let's go. Nope. Can't overjump that. Damn it. Alright. It's just there to make you nervous. Heat. I'm like, first one, second one, first one, second one, then overjump. Yeah, the timing on it is just literally just there to make you nervous. Okay. Oh, what? I've played Crash Bandicoot. I got this. I grew up on Crash Bandicoot. I got this, I should say. It's almost like some Mario shit right there. the little bots are sitting there like, yeah. Bing. 49 seconds. Keep going like this. I'm gonna have that last trophy, no problem. Timing run. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this underneath a minute. Why are you up? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yes, because it's the controller thing. Gonna be a hell of a lot more than a minute. Minute 6. Oof. Maybe make that one a little bit better. I need 7 minutes, so that's what, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5 underneath that though. So I have to do these within like, yeah, I'm gonna have to shave time off from these other ones. I don't know how much better I can do the monkey one. Come on, get over there. Oh, this is so Crash Bandicoot. Nope. Come on. So Crash Bandicoot and like the underwater world sequences. Oh shit. Dude Raider. Dude Raider, that's kind of great. Oh my god, a minute 10. No way. Less than a minute on those. 1, 2, 3 minutes, 10, 16 seconds. Fuck. And this is probably going to be like the 4th minute on overall. Ugh. How's it? Oh, fuck. It's literally pinball. Oh, I have full control over. Okay. That's how we do it. So it's not. Gotcha. Just trying to get through this one. Oh no. Less than a minute. Let's go. You said a personal best in total time. 7.5 minutes. My world rank is 183,000. I just need to shave off 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. $30 seconds, and I got this one. 7 minutes or under. Shit. Ooh. Oh. Okay, no, maybe, no. Ooh. I can do this. I can do this. The one last trophy on the whole thing. I already got the platinum trophy years ago.
Concentration mode engaged. No. Damn it. I messed it up right there. Right at the end. Can I get up there? I can, but yeah. That's better. I think I can do a little bit quicker. I shaved off some time in the personal time. That's good. That's good. That's good. Overall. We want that overall timer, so I'm probably down to like 20 seconds maybe. Okay. This jump right here that messed me up. Last run. Get up there. Oh. This is Crash Bandicoot shit, man. That's 100% Crash Bandicoot jumps, funny enough. Okay, but what about personal time overall? 7:17? Shave off one more second. Hold on. I got one more second I can do. Because I made one little mistake in the jump. Hold on. Hold on. We got this. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time, then I'll come back to it. Is there like a way of... No, there isn't. It shouldn't stop there. Like hugging that wall. Ten minutes 15. Is that no? Is that really the overall? 7 minutes 15. Fuck. Okay. Shaving time off as much as I can. No stopping. No stopping at all. If you stop, you die. Go. Oh, slower? Really? I set this years ago this time. The younger self. By like 2 or 3 years. Damn.
Went so quick, I almost went too fast. My own self. My reaction time. Wait, really? You have to... Let me through! Damn! What was my run? 49 seconds. I feel like that frozen time probably the best. These I need to get down. Top 100,000 in the world. No, top 1 million. I broke the million. That's my best one as a frozen run, really. I can get 1 minute flat on this, and then the 10 seconds. Grab. That was quicker. Way quicker. There we go. That was the last trophy right there. New milestone reached? What was that? What was that milestone thing? What is it? Under 7 minutes. All right. So we did the free roam or the speed run. Yeah, I got the trophy also. Very cool. I like it. Such a good thing that they made with this. It's awesome. Everything about it. Super cool. Maybe one more thing and then we'll wrap this up here. 1994 throwback. The tech demo boss. The tech demo T-Rex. Order. Yeah. The memory cards. Would. Trying to do this really quick. Yeah, so this was the tech demo that the basically Sony team brought to the executives at the higher Japanese Sony branch, and they were like, check this out, this is just our tech demo that we have that we're working on. This is like before 3D graphics were a really big thing. It was just polygons basically. The Crash Bandicoots had they basically hacked the system to make Crash Bandicoot have as many polygons as he had, but before Crash Bandicoot. Also, IQ Intelligent Cube right here. Origins of that. Or Crash, we had a big old T-Rex, and there was a tech demo. Ooh.
been a few years. Not dead. Not dead. Got a couple lives. This was essentially what most of your PS1 games were all based on, was this tech demo right here. Like a lot of Crash Bandicoot boss fights got it from this. Ape Escape. Or I should say, not got it from this. This is what the type of mechanics they were all based on. Is this idea right here? All right. Running for my life. There we go. Yeah. Oh. I forgot this was even in this. Again, very Crash Bandicoot style level. I'm not sure what the whole thing behind this is. Maybe this was an advanced tech demo that they did. They were showing off like a robot T-Rex. Or this could just be a Sobe wanting to make their own version of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Gold trophy. And smack. There we go. We done? No, I gotta take out those animals. Random trophy. It's too good. Too good. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever streamed that before. Oh, I forgot that was in there. All right. I think we are now ready for a midnight launch. Astro's Playroom. I'm pushing me off the thing. It's so good. So good. I don't need any of these coins. Everything is unlocked. Good. Right. There we go. And back. Yeah, tonight's gonna be fun. Tonight's gonna be really fun. Been hearing nothing, but it's like everybody's like saying the Astro bot itself, the game itself, it's like perfection.
One of these days, I gotta take like an hour and do a full run of IQ again and do that on video. That was a lot of fun. It's done, it's platinum and everything, but oh, actually, wait, I have to have PlayStation Plus going for that. Yeah, before it goes off from the PlayStation Network, I'll have to do that. That'd be a fun one to go back. Actually, wait, I can do the original. I don't need to do the PlayStation Network one. Beat the original one on the PlayStation Classic. I almost forgot about that. And there you get all the other gold coins. Thanks for playing. Woo! All right. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. I have done everything twice in this that I can possibly do. It is so good. It's so good. At midnight tonight, we get a whole other one. So, with that being said, with that's being shown, with that's being done, that was Astro's Playroom. I might pop this back on at like 11:30 or so, maybe? Or maybe go live 10-15 minutes before launch of midnight, try to, and jump into Astro's Playroom, and then we'll do the countdown timer, and then probably fly into regular Astrobot. So that'll be fun. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today, for this one. Yeah, it was fun. 3.5 hours in the books. I would be back later on tonight, hopefully, as long as I'm feeling up to it to do it, and time permitted and everything. Yeah. Anyways, I got 2 Let's Talks to edit out of this stream and everything, and probably some other stuff to record, so I'm going to get going. I should have more Assassin's Creed and Star Wars Outlaws playthrough going up in the coming days. I think I already had 1 or 2 videos go up today, so yeah, just gonna put them up little bit by little bit, and then after that I'll play through. So I'll probably just put the full playthrough up, so it might take me a few days, a week or so to actually get a full playthrough up. We're going to be changing up scheduling on the channel, but I will get into that next time I go live. I'm so slightly figuring stuff out on that. But yeah, anyways, that's going to do it. It was fun. Make sure and hit the subscribe button, sub, share, like, comment, do whatever you want to. But yeah, go check out the rest of the channel. There's a little bit of something for everyone. Between fighting games, shooting games, you name it. It's platformers, the whole 9 yards. I do a little bit of everything on this channel. So yeah, and VR stuff and everything. And I will be having probably some more retrospect stuff coming up very soon. Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, I will see ya. Actually, later tonight. Next time. We'll just say next time.